Hi everyone, it's Eric with Just Add Power, and in this video we're going to look at how to set up a video wall using Just Add Power and Control4 using the MultiDisplay manager. So let's get started. First, let's look at all the things that you need to do before you get to this point in the video. So you've already added all of your sources to the project. We've got a main equipment rack here with our 4 sources that we've got in our system. We've already added all of our rooms with single TVs to the project. So we've got those 4 rooms there. We've already added the Just Add Power driver, which we got from the Just Add Power support site. So we've got that driver downloaded and we've got that implemented for switching. We've also already set up the Just Add Power system using either JAD-config or AMP. At this point, AMP is what you should be using. But for older systems, if you're updating an older system, JAD-config is perfectly appropriate. So we've already done all those things at this point. If we look at our switching driver is configured. We go to our connections, we see our inputs, we see our 4 regular TV outputs, and we've made sure that everything's working, and now we're ready to add our video wall to the project. This video wall is going in a new room in the system, so we're going to add our room. It's going in the game room specifically, in this case. And then in that game room, we've got a 2x2 video wall that we're going to build for practice. So we're going to add our 4 TVs that are in the video wall. Don't worry so much about what TV I'm adding. You're going to add the driver for the TVs that are in your wall. These are for control. And since it's a video wall, we've got a top left. We've got a top right. We've got a bottom left. We've got a bottom right. So those are our TVs for control, but then we also need to add a Just Add Power driver. So over here on the right side, we're going to go to the Just Add Power section, and then behind each of these televisions is a Just Add Power receiver for each TV. So we actually have to add 4 of this RS-232 IP server. This is the Just Add Power part that controls the video wall processing. So we're going to go top left Just Add Power, 1 for each TV, top right. All right, got our bottom right, Just Add Power. And then these are 4 receivers in our system. We've already configured our system, so we just need to put the IP address of the receivers behind the TV. We're going to find that in our report file for our system as we built it. So we've got our master bedroom, living room, patio, theater. We've got all of those already programmed. Now we've got our top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. So we're going to go over here to the IP address column. We're going to see the IP address of those 4 receivers in the wall. So we've got 5, 6, 7, and 8. We'll go to these drivers. 5. And then we're set. Top right. 6. Bottom left. 7. And bottom right. 8. So we've got our TV drivers loaded and our Just Add Power drivers loaded all in one room. Now, the reason they're all in one room is this is where the MultiDisplay manager comes into play. So if we select connections and we go to this game room, we'll see that the top left TV, or essentially the first driver we loaded, is our video endpoint for the room. But there are additional video endpoints in this room. So we're going to go down to all of the other TVs. And we're going to add additional video endpoints. Notice that we're connecting them to the TV drivers, not to the Just Add Power drivers at this point, because the control is of the TV for power on and off, and this is important for being able to manage power for these. So you need to add the TV drivers. The other thing we need to do, because these are new displays in our system, is we need to go to the Just Add Power driver. We need to go down to outputs, and we need to assign the TVs as new outputs for the system. So we've got HDMI 1 connected on all of those. Top right HDMI 1, bottom left, and bottom right. And all of these connections are to the TV drivers themselves. The Just Add Power receiver drivers are in there, but they're not used in the connections portion because, again, the connections are used for volume, power, all of that, and that is the TV driver that you've loaded. So all of our connections are made. But at this point, if you were to try to watch for this room, the only TV that's going to get controlled is the original video endpoint. So this is where the multi-display manager comes into play. We're going to go down here, down to the left menu. We're going to agents. We're going to add our multi-display manager to the system. Double click. And the multi-display manager is really used for video walls. That is the reason that it's here. So we're going to add our wall. We're going to select our room where this wall exists, and it exists in our game room. We're going to hit the pencil. I'm going to name our video wall. We're going to go 2x2 video wall. And then if you've got an audio source for that room, go ahead and set it. Otherwise, we don't do audio here, so that's however you do audio. And this is a 2-row, 2-column video wall, and then we'll get started. So this is the layout that your user is going to see. You can make these bigger or smaller, move them around. We're going to stick to the default size. And then we're going to go to default our video endpoints. So we've got our top left TV, our top right TV, bottom left TV, bottom right TV. And then if you want to give them default sources, this is where you can do that. Think of this as whenever they select multi-display manager, do you want it to go to a specific source? For a video wall, I tend to just like to leave them how it was the last time they did it. So I leave it at none, but that's going to be depending on what your user expects. So we're going to save that and go back to our main window. So now that the wall is in there, the multi-display manager will show up on your watch interface, and you can control 4 different displays in that room. But we haven't done the video wall part of it yet. So right now, all it is it's 4 displays, but there's no wall changing stuff. So the way we have to do that is we go here to presets. We're going to add a preset. We're going to call this wall mode. And this is the one that builds the video wall. And then because it's a 2x2, we also want to have the option to do individual screens. So I can watch 4 different things on the parts of the wall. So we've got our 2 macros added. And we're going to go in and we're going to edit each one of them. I'm going to hit edit here. Again, we can do an audio source, but we tend to leave this at none, primarily because you might not want to match the audio with what you got. But for this, you know what? Let's say Apple TV. So if I pick wall mode, everything's going to switch to watch the Apple TV. You can leave this at none. You can leave all the stuff at none. So the idea is if the user wants to watch a video wall, do you want it to automatically switch to a source, or do you want them to then have to pick the source they want to watch afterwards? It's up to, again, you and your user. So we've got our sources selected. We hit save. And then we're going to do the same thing for our individual. We're going to hit our pencil. And then here, audio source, I'm going to leave it none because for the individual, I have 4 sources. So I want to make 4 different sources on my 4 screens. Again, this is, you can leave it at none. You can set other sources. We only have 4, so it's an easy pick to say these 4. If you have lots of sources, maybe you want to leave it at none because you just want to leave it at whatever they set it at last. And then we're going to save that. And our multi-display manager presets are done. But there's still one more step we have to do because these presets right now, all they're doing is changing sources. So if you think of it, you've got 4 TVs, they're in a 2x2 video wall. You're looking at, for example, Apple TV, but you're looking at 4 individual Apple TV pictures. It's not one large picture where the Apple TV is across all of them. So we have to do one more step for programming to tell the receivers to go into wall mode or to go back individuals. So we're going to go to programming. We're going to, on this left side, we're going to select our multi-display manager. This is also your option where if you're going to select it or turn it off, you would do power commands for the TVs here. We're going to go down to our preset. So first thing we're going to say is we've got our wall mode preset. So when the user says, I want to watch a video wall, what we need to do is we need to tell those Just Add Power receiver drivers, the ones that we added, configured, and then pretty much ignored, we have to tell them to go into video wall mode. So we're going to choose these one by one, get a top left Just Add Power, device specific command, basic video wall mode change. Now we're doing a 2x2 video wall. There are 2 rows and 2 columns in this wall. And the top left TV is row 1, column 1, green arrow, drag over. So now the top left TV is in video wall mode. But we have to do that for all of the TVs in the wall. So we'll do our top right TV, again, video wall mode change, 2 rows, 2 columns, it's the overall size. And then the top right is the second column. So we drag that over. Bottom left, device specific, basic video wall mode change, 2x2 wall, row 2, because it's below the left TV. Drag that over. And lastly, our bottom right, 2 rows, 2 columns, and it is the second row, second position. Drag that over. So now we've got our macro to build a full wall out of the 4 TVs that we have. And if you want to test it live right now, you just go up here and you hit the execute button, and it goes into wall mode immediately. And now we have to build the macro to go the other way, because right now it's in wall mode, but it's kind of stuck in wall mode. If I hit individuals, nothing happens. Even if it switches to different sources, I've got the corner of 4 different sources. So when we do a individual mode, we have to tell the Just Add Power receivers to be a single television. So again, we go down to basic video wall mode change, but this time we leave all the numbers at 1. Rows, columns, position, column position, all at 1, because they are just all by their lonesomes. So I'm going to do that for the top right. Mode change, drag over. Bottom left, mode change, drag over. And bottom right, mode change, drag over. And so our macros for both individual and wall mode, we've got our 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. And then our wall mode is going to have different positionings for each one of the TVs in the video wall. Again, you can test this through the execute. Go down here, individual, execute. You'll see the TVs go in and out of wall mode. And our programming is done. All we've got to do is go refresh our navigators and look at this new game room video wall in our project. So we're going to jump on over to the iPad view. So here on our iPad, we've got our video wall game room selected, and we want to watch. And I've got my 4 individual sources, but those will only switch the top left TV. So we're going to pick the MultiDisplay manager. We've got our 2x2 layout, and we're going to start with a video wall. So we're going to hit this menu in the top right corner. We're going to select wall mode, and we set it so that the Apple TV would go to everything. So we've got our Apple TV in wall mode on all the TVs. Now, if I want to switch to a different source, I'm going to tap all 4 of these. I'm going to tap the button in the bottom right corner. I'm going to switch to our Google Chrome. Now I've got Google Chrome on all the TVs. Now I want to get out of wall mode, and I want to go to 4 individual sources. So I hit my top right corner. I select my individual preset. I've got preset sources, so all my sources have changed to my different sources. And if I had more than 4 sources in the system, I could also say, select the Blu-ray player and switch that to a different source as well. So we're all finished. We've got a functioning video wall using MultiDisplay Manager inside of Control4. We added our 4 regular TVs, our 4 Just Add Power drivers. We added our MultiDisplay Manager with our video wall and our presets. And then we programmed our presets under MultiDisplay Manager. If you have any further questions, need any assistance with this, please don't hesitate to reach out to support. And thanks for watching.